welcome to Cold Cap Club. In this video, I'm going to be offering you lots of tips about your comfort for when you're wearing that cold cap. I think this is really important because sometimes I hear that people have maybe given up scalp cooling when if only they'd had a couple of tips for their comfort, it might have made all the difference. So I'm going to be talking to you about something like this, a headband, and I'm going to be talking to you about how you can use things like this, some cotton wool pads. I'm going to be speaking to Claire Paxman from Paxman's Scalp Coolers, and together we're going to go through some of those details that we hope will make all the difference to you and your comfort levels when you're wearing your cold cap. Don't forget folks, if you've got any suggestions for videos, comments or questions, the place to put those is on my YouTube channel underneath the videos. You can comment on each video, and it's really nice to know if these tips are working for you. Maybe you've got something you want to share with others, and this way Cold Cap Club can really be a place where we get all those tips out there and make a big difference in those comfort levels. Once hair is prepared for the cold cap, the next step is actually putting the inner cap on, isn't it? And I know you and I have spoken a lot about how important it is to have things like a forehead protector, just for that comfort around the forehead.
Absolutely, it's vital that you have something protecting that forehead from the cap itself, because if you don't have something there, it can feel really unnecessarily uncomfortable, and I know you've experienced it yourself, haven't you, trying the cap on and pulling that headband down, but it's really important that you do have something there to protect that forehead.
I think you've said exactly the right words there about that unnecessary. You know, if you know that you can have something like some gauze or a headband, then it just makes such a difference for that level of comfort, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. And again, it was vital that you said that you know, if they don't have a headband, or if the hospital or clinic they don't have a headband, it's really important that they do ask for some gauze. You know, just a simple gauze that they can fold up and actually place it up inside the cap.
Yes, so that it's comfortable.
Yeah.
And I've just quickly popped this band on just so people can see that. I know that your advice is that it's just by the front hairline, going around the side, by the ears here, and also the back hairline there. So I guess the key difference is normally people would put a hairband like this on because they'd be popping it on their hair, wouldn't they?
Yeah,
and
that's the normal function of them.
And that's for scalp cooling. What we want to do is use it instead as a forehead protector, so making sure actually it doesn't touch any hair.
That's correct.
It just kind of sits nice and snugly to protect the forehead and for comfort.
That's right, yeah. And then if you've got areas where the scalp or the forehead is still exposed, you've got different hairlines, you know, again, you can use things like cotton pads or the gauze again, just to put in those areas to ensure that the scalp or the forehead is not covered.
And that's so important, isn't it, for people to know, because this inner cap, once it's placed on, and as you said, you know, the coolant runs across the front here, and it's just unnecessary to have that cold. There's no hair on the forehead.
Exactly. We're not trying to save hair on the forehead.
So make sure that that's nice and snug and beautifully put. To ask your nurse or your care assistant if it feels cold and you think, I haven't got a headband, just ask them for some gauze. They always have it available, don't they, on hospital units?
They do definitely have gauze, just placed underneath here so that any direct contact is avoided.